Hi, it's Jennifer Evans with Empowering Wellness Counseling Solutions, and today we are talking about behavioral activation. And what is behavioral activation? Well, it comes from cognitive behavioral therapy. And so that whole premise is an evidence-based program where we're saying if we change our thoughts, we change our behaviors. We change our behaviors, we change our thoughts. And so we're always looking at what is happening before and what is happening after our behaviors. And what we find is that is a reinforcement loop to either continue the negative or to continue the positive. And so behavioral activation has been a key component in depression and anxiety treatment, because what it does is it changes our feedback loop. And so a depressive feedback loop is, I am depressed, therefore I don't feel like doing anything. And when I don't do anything, therefore I must be depressed. And the anxiety feedback loop is I am afraid, I have anxiety, so therefore I don't want to do this. And when I don't want to do this, then I'm probably afraid. And that goes back to our truth, all these feedback loops and behavioral activation, the truth feedback loop. When I don't trust something, when I don't trust myself, then I withhold from myself. And when I withhold from myself, then I don't trust me, and I don't trust others when I give to them and they don't give back, or I don't give to them so they don't trust me. And so it all is connected. All these feedback loops are connected. And it's like when you don't do one thing, 3 other feedback loops of implicit negative messaging is happening all at once. That's overwhelming. That's really overwhelming. So no shame in the game. I always say no shame in the game. This is your brain happening. So you can't feel bad when you feel like you're procrastinating. You can't feel bad when you feel like, it's just overwhelming, I don't want to do it. Know that your brain is working against you for survival, and therefore you have to overcome it. So how do we do that? So behavioral activation says that we have these activities that we do. We have the mastery activities, so things that we do really well and easily. I don't even think about it. I just wake up, I wash my face, I put on my clothes, because that's just what I do. I get dressed, I wash my face, I wake up, I get dressed, I log into work. I am a pro at that. That is what I do. It is my routine. And then we have the things that we need to do, and then we have the things that give us joy and that we like to do. Now, when we are in a truly depressed state, being in a space where we can have joy can be very, very difficult. And that's why we talk to professionals, right? When we don't find joy in the things that give us joy, we definitely go and talk to somebody and say, I'm not finding joy in this anymore. I have no idea what's going on. That can be situational and it can be clinical. And again, no shame in the game. It's knowing what is going on so that we can take the agency we want back and we can own our space. Our space doesn't own us. So in behavioral activation, we have these mastery tasks, we have the joy tasks, the things that we really like to do and want to do, and then we have the tasks that we need to do, we have to get done. We don't love it, but we don't need to procrastinate on it, because procrastination is 3 times the stress, and stress and fear is a feedback loop, which will get us into a sense of depression. So we don't want to procrastinate, and so how do we get past that? Well, we take one step forward. So when we look at the positive cycle, when we're in that distressed feeling, or we have this implicit devaluing, these things that I don't feel like I'm good enough, I don't think I'm capable, I think somebody's going to judge me, and they're not going to, they're going to say that I did it wrong, or what are you thinking that you can do this? I'm looking externally and I haven't looked internally, and I need to come back to me. What are my values? What are my beliefs? What is it that feeds me? That's how I get past procrastination, is I find what's inside me. And then I take one step forward. And we're not looking at massive leaps. We're talking about little baby steps, little millimeters, like just a little tiny step forward. But if we do that meaningfully every single day, we're going to take massive gains. Massive gains. We're going to go walk miles just by walking millisteps every single day. And so we look at how to break this down into a less overwhelming state. 3 steps will get us in a less overwhelming state. So we look at, okay, this is what I'm really good at, so I'm going to continue to do these things because I'm really good at it, and it's a nice pattern, it's a routine, it's an atomic habit. Go watch that video, Atomic Habit. We have the things that we want to do. Those are rewards. That's extrinsic rewarding. That says when I do the things I need to do, then I get to do the things I want to do. Extrinsic rewards. And then we look at, okay, so cleaning the entire house sounds like a nightmare. I don't think I want to do that. I can think of 1,000 things that I'd rather do. When we're breaking things down into 15, 20-minute increments, because the most ADHD, the most trauma, the most stressed brain can handle 15 to 20 minutes. It's really hard to interject into the million steps that go into 15 to 20 minutes. And so we stay in this mindset. So we look at, okay, what are 3 things I can do right now that gets me closer to cleaning the house? Okay. Well, in my vicinity, I'm amongst a bunch of clothes, so I'm going to pick up all my clothes and put them in the hamper. So I'm going to get up, I'm going to pick up clothes, I'm going to put in hamper. 3 things right in that space. It shouldn't take more than 15 to 20 minutes to occupy those 3 steps. And then now the clothes are in the hamper. Okay, so what is next? All right, being outside, and these little sugar bees are everywhere. So what is next? Well, I'm going to take my next 3 steps. And so we just keep owning things for the 3 steps that they occupy. And we do nothing more than stay amongst the 3 steps that they occupy. That is how we overcome behavioral or procrastination. Behavioral activation is the idea of just moving forward, really notating how you feel before, doing the task, and then how you feel after. So that is internal, because we do feel better. External, because we see and we notate that we feel better. We do the things that we like, which give us even more. It's all these dopamine pools. We're just like cranking out the dopamine. So you think that you get a lot of dopamine by procrastinating. You think you get a lot of dopamine by avoidance, but really those are just these small little grabs. They're just tiny little inklings. But when you start a positive cycle and you get into all of the motivation, all of the self-confidence, all the capacity that you're building, all the implicit valuing that you're doing, you are blowing all that dopamine out of the water. Your dopamine is just on high. It is just constantly coming, and you're not having to force it, and you're not repressing things as a result of getting it. You're just doing what you need to do. You're cranking it out, and it is feeling good. It's all about taking one step forward. It's finding what cadence you already have and adding one small step. Go back to atomic habit building. It will help you to figure out how to break through this and where you want to go when it comes to behavioral activation. Please let me know what that looks like for you, what you did, how you felt beforehand, and how you felt after. I want to know. I am here to support you. I am Jennifer Evans with Empowering Wellness Counseling Solutions. Thank you so much. Hi, it's Jennifer Evans with Empowering Wellness. I hope you like this video. And if you do, please go and like, share, and comment below. I am really passionate about, helping people live a happier and healthier life. And I really do believe that our mind is the secret, the way in which we can get into a better place. If we can just understand, be present, and understand what our mind is doing. There's no judgment, there's no shame. The mind is just acting like an organ and trying to find survival. So I do appreciate your time watching my videos. I do hope that you will subscribe to my page, get some exclusive content. Go to my website, Counseling Wellness Solutions, to look at all of the variety of things that I have to offer. I really like the idea of being able to offer a variety of supports, from these free videos to newsletters to subscriptions where you get monthly challenges and accountability partners and learn a lot more about what your brain is doing and why you act and react and why people act and react the way that they do. I have self-help books. I've got a workbook coming out later this month, or actually next month in September, that I hope that you'll enjoy, that will walk you through and build a framework to happiness and success. I've got groups, success groups. One's kicking off on September 9th, and we're going to go through 9 weeks of living a life worth living. Next 9 weeks will be the emotional reasoning, and the third 9 weeks will be interpersonal skills. How do we negotiate our value? How do we ask for more money? How do we ask to be in a better place? And how do we lean on people to get that? And then I have my individual therapy and coaching. So if you're wanting a more specific support, I'm here for that as well. So as well as my boutique retreats where it's just 3 people, me, you, and 2 others, looking at how we build this sense of accountability, how we really interject in our lives, what is causing us despair, and how do we break through it in an intensive 3-day retreat. So go and like my page, put some comments down, start that accountability, look at my website. Thank you so much for supporting me. I look forward to helping you in any way that I can. Thank you so much.